public transport. Incredible survival stories from the Pakistan plane crash that's killed at least 90. And Victoria's spectacular light show mystery solved.
Live from Melbourne, 7 News with Mike Amor starts now.
Good evening. A manhunt is underway tonight after a police car was shot at in St Kilda. Jodie Lee is on the scene, and Jodie, a dramatic situation has unfolded there this afternoon.
Good evening, Mike. Quite incredible scenes here in St Kilda this afternoon. I'll show you the extent of the damage that took place here. The back window of this ute shattered. The back window of a police vehicle also shattered when that car came under attack around 1:45 this afternoon. Officers were called here to Amor Road to reports of a person acting suspiciously at the 7-Eleven behind me. When they arrived, those two officers were sitting in their marked police vehicle when that car came under attack. Initially, they believed they were rocks being thrown at the vehicle. It was then understood to be a ball bearing. Take a listen to what officers had to say.
It struck the rear of the vehicle. The police members were in the driver and passenger seat, and they've then moved away from the area. A ball bearing that's been discharged with enough force to damage windows of vehicles. So if that was to hit a person, that could certainly cause a serious injury.
Now, officers believed that ball bearing was being fired from a height. The critical incident response team was called along with a number of other police units, and they searched a number of apartment complexes here on the corner of St Kilda Road and Alma Road. They weren't able to find any person of interest there, so the investigation continues as Alma Road has reopened to traffic. Mike?
Jodie Lee live in St Kilda for us. Thank you. A hero neighbour has run into a burning house to help rescue a Cranbourne West family after fire ripped through their property. A woman and 3 children made it to safety, but the homeowner received shocking burns and is tonight fighting for life.
Young children carrying pets retreat as their home goes up in flames.
Lani! Lani, come on!
Lani is mother of 3, Alana Jaskalowski. She returned after spotting her badly burnt partner, Chris, being carried across the road. Police guided her away as Chris Hodgson fought for his life on a nature strip. The 35-year-old had been burnt from head to toe. Dave Gom comforted his distraught neighbour. Minutes earlier, he'd entered her pitch-black house to search for her children. They'd been asleep in the front room.
Came in and just got shocking feeling of smoke. I've never had that in my life, just inhaled this toxic, horrible.
Mr Hodgson crawled out of the burning house, followed by his eldest daughter. Ms Jaskalowski grabbed her son while Dave Gom carried middle child Willow to safety.
I don't know, it's an instinct. You don't even think. I didn't think for 1 minute. I was just like, get the kids out of there.
Witnesses are convinced Dave Gom saved lives.
I think Dave's a bit of a hero, actually.
I don't know, just an Aussie bloke, and you just do it.
The blaze began in the garage with a series of explosions. It's believed Chris Hodgson was injured when he opened a garage door. Forensic experts examined the gutted property. There's no indication the fire was suspicious. Chris Hodgson's burns were so severe it took a long time to stabilise him at the scene. He remains in a critical condition tonight here in the Alfred Hospital. His friends, his extended family have rallied behind his partner and their 3 young children just when they need it most, Mike.
Thank you, Cambo. A man in his 60s is Victoria's 19th COVID fatality, the first death from the virus here in almost a month. It comes as medical authorities reject union demands for compulsory face masks on public transport when Melburnians start returning to work.
With the city and shopping centres so busy today, a stark reminder there's still danger. The state's 19th COVID death.
A man in his 60s who has died in a Victorian hospital.
10 new cases overnight, but none adding to clusters at Cedar Meats or Faulkner McDonald's.
I'm very reassured that there's been no further cases. I don't want to be absolute to say that they are finished.
Still few passengers on trains, but when full crowds return, there's no clear public plan for how to cope. So the union wants compulsory face masks on public transport, like in Singapore.
There isn't a clear, concise policy in place that the public and that we can be comfortable with. And that's why we're calling on face masks at this point in time.
Particularly if the health authority said this is to help reduce the risk for everyone, keep everyone safe, absolutely I'd wear a mask.
But health authorities won't budge.
Masks are not necessary for all routine users of public transport.
And for parents, one of the great frustrations and contradictions of this crisis is the ongoing closure of public playgrounds. For the Thomas family, it's frisbee.
Catch it.
Just metres from their usual play area.
Definitely a bit weird and a bit surreal at the moment, not being able to have the kids go on the playground.
Particularly because next week they will be allowed to use school playgrounds.
We know children are low risk of infection and transmission, so in that sense they should be as safe as school grounds.
But again, authorities won't budge.
We're not at the point at this point in time where we have determined that they are ready to be reopened.
Nick McCallum, 7 News.
There's growing pressure on the federal government to expand the JobKeeper scheme to include more workers. Labor says the coalition has lost all credibility when it comes to economic management following a $60 billion accounting bungle.
Hailing an epic budget blunder.
There's no doubt there's been a real big error here.
As a budget triumph.
In the end, what it means is our country is less indebted than it otherwise would be.
The government saving $60 billion on its JobKeeper program after overestimating the take-up by 3 million workers.
It's about time this Prime Minister took responsibility for the errors that are there.
Still no word from Scott Morrison, now under pressure to spend the savings to help workers who missed out.
There's more than 2 million workers who haven't been covered by the scheme. The government's got no more excuses.
Like casuals who've been with their employer for less than a year, staff at universities and foreign-owned companies like in-flight catering service Donata.
Show a heart and give us an opportunity so that we can feed our families.
The government refusing to relent, but pressure to extend the wage subsidy stemming not only from its opponents, but one of its own. Tasmania's Liberal Premier Peter Gutwein claiming the 6-month scheme should be extended for a longer period, targeting additional support at those industries that will take longer to recover. Set to make his case at Friday's National Cabinet meeting, confident other states will follow. This bungle bringing further burden. Olivia Leeming, 7 News.
2 passengers are the only survivors from a deadly plane crash in Pakistan, with one leaping from the Airbus as it plunged into a congested neighbourhood. Pilots made a desperate mayday call, warning 2 engines were gone just seconds before the aircraft slammed into homes, killing at least 90 people.
Burning, smoke-filled chaos and giant pieces of an Airbus. In the moments after an A320 crashed into this crowded Pakistan alleyway, witnesses, dwarfed by the smoke, were certain there'd be no survivors from Flight 8303. Remarkably, they were wrong. Zafar Massoud, fire still raging behind him, somehow has just fractures and scratches. The local bank president was sitting in row 1. The second survivor, Mohammed Zubair, leapt from seat 8F just after impact. He says when the plane caught fire, he unfastened his seatbelt, saw light and jumped 3 metres to the ground. Then, in the chaos, this, a baby, alive, believed to have been pulled from the rubble of one of several collapsed homes. From the cockpit, the final exchange.
We have lost engines. Mayday, 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 Pakistan 8303.
Survivors say the plane with 99 people on board had already aborted one landing. A later flight coming in over the smoking ruins shows just how close they'd come to making it home. This man says he saw the plane's cockpit and the body of the pilot inside. Many of his passengers were headed for a celebration on the eve of the Muslim festival of Eid. Domestic flights had just resumed in the wake of the pandemic. Maintenance will be a focus of the investigation. So too the possibility of a bird strike, notorious at Karachi Airport. They're still searching for the black box. But in a crash of this magnitude, what they do have is almost unheard of. Survivors. Angela Cox, 7 News.
PSOs have come to the rescue of an innocent man stabbed on a Melbourne train. Christy Mayer is tracking developments for us tonight. And Christy, the alleged attacker has been caught.
Mike, PSOs were on duty at Albion train station last night and arrested a 24-year-old woman there around midnight. It's alleged the woman attacked a stranger on board a train, stabbing a 35-year-old man in the back of the head. She was taken into custody and has been charged with recklessly causing injury, unlawful assault and committing an indictable offence while on bail. She was remanded in custody and will front the Melbourne Magistrates Court tomorrow. The victim is recovering in the Royal Melbourne Hospital and is in a stable condition tonight, Mike.
Christy, thank you. 25 firefighters were called to contain a blaze at a construction site in St Kilda. Investigators suspect the fire started when sparks from a welder flew onto a pile of rubbish. The site was evacuated and no one was injured. Star Geelong recruit Jack Stephen has been interviewed by police almost a week after turning up to hospital with stab wounds to his chest. Stephen's former partner has also been questioned. His coach Chris Scott previously cautioned fans against reading into Stephen's past mental health issues. The 30-year-old is expected to return to training next week. A shattered father is tonight trying to forgive himself after an unthinkable tragedy that claimed the life of his little boy. Doug Sproul was parking his truck for the night, unaware his 5-year-old son was standing behind.
At the family dinner table, despair. Doug Sproul, his daughter Claire and son Max sit together. In front of them, photos of their little Harry.
Very happy, a little mischievous. He was very outdoors, loved his horse. He loved his brothers and sister.
He also loved trucks.
He used to come with me a lot in the truck. He loved it. He loved it.
Harrison was growing up fast and he had a bright future ahead.
He loved going to school.
Just after 5 p.m. yesterday, Harrison was killed in an accident at the family trucking yard in Picton. The 5-year-old was pinned between two trucks. His father was behind the wheel of one of them.
Sorry, that's all I can say.
You don't have to be sorry, it was an accident.
I fix problems every day, but I couldn't fix this one.
It's horrific enough that Doug Sproul has lost his youngest child, but to add to Doug's pain, he blames himself for Harrison's death.
That's my job, to protect him, and I failed on this one.
You didn't fail.
The Sproul family now facing a life without Harrison.
He was special, you don't find a kid like that.
Peter Fegan, 7 News.
Donald Trump is threatening to override state governors if they prevent Americans returning to church. The president says worship is essential, even if there's no proof that it's safe.
Speaking directly to some of his most ardent supporters.
Some governors have deemed liquor stores and abortion clinics as essential, but have left out churches and other houses of worship. It's not right.
Ordering states allow places of worship to reopen.
If they don't do it, I will override the governors. In America, we need more prayer, not less.
Honestly, that would be reckless. It's Friday. They're not ready.
Donald Trump not stopping for questions, leaving it to his press secretary to spar with reporters.
Boy, it's interesting to be in a room that desperately wants to seem to see these churches and houses of worship stay closed.
I object to that. I mean, I go to church. I'm dying to go back to church. The question that we're asking you and would like to have asked the president and Dr. Birx is it safe?
Washington, D.C. now has the highest rate of positive coronavirus cases in the country, followed by Baltimore, Chicago and Minneapolis. And the precautionary drug the president's taking to stay safe is tonight under more scrutiny after a sweeping study found hydroxychloroquine could be lethal in COVID patients. Findings published in a medical journal showed patients who took the anti-malarial drug were 34% more likely to die, a 137% increased risk of heart arrhythmia. The US military confident America can deliver a vaccine this year.
I've spoken to our medical experts about this. We are completely confident that we can get this done.
In New York, Ashley Mullaney, 7 News.
Victorian stargazers reach for their astronomy guides as a mysterious flying object lit up the night sky. Experts suspect it was space junk, or more specifically, a Russian rocket re-entering the Earth's atmosphere.
A blaze of fire in the night sky. So unusual, some witnesses feared an aeroplane had exploded.
It was just one round ball and and it was like bright red and orange.
Others suspected it was a meteorite, but experts say it was travelling too slowly and the burning arc was too fast to be a comet.
What we actually saw was a late-stage rocket that put a Russian satellite into orbit.
A Russian military satellite which launched yesterday.
It may have been a satellite to be able to detect the launch of ballistic missiles on Earth.
The fiery space junk lit up the sky for around 40 seconds last night, spotted by lucky stargazers in Victoria, New South Wales, Canberra, South Australia and even Tasmania. Many witnesses reported hearing a sonic boom as the rocket re-entered the Earth's atmosphere, leading astronomers to believe it was travelling at Mach 1 speed, more than 1,200 kilometres an hour.
We would see something like that if we're fortunate enough to be outside looking up and the sky was clear, perhaps 2 or 3 times a year.
Great thing to be able to experience and watch.
Space junk rarely makes it to Earth, with only 2 injuries ever reported. Christy Mayer, 7 News.
It's really cool.
You learn something new every day.
We do. Jackie Felgate's here for a look ahead to sport. And Jack, 2 powerful footy clubs are at war.
Yes, hello, Mike. Geelong and Collingwood are caught up in a bitter slanging match. We'll have more soon. Also, we'll tell you the special exemption West Coast wants from the AFL. A bomb scare causes races to be held up as Chris Waller's star runner was upstaged in the feature event. And how Serena Williams has lost a $2 million crown to Naomi Osaka. All that and plenty more.
$2 million, that'd hurt. Thanks, Jack. See you then. Up next, charged with murder, the shock, twist and the death of a motorbike rider in Melbourne's northwest. A live report is coming up. Plus, how police brought a chaotic chase to a dramatic end. Once-in-a-decade waves smash into Bondi Beach. And Melbourne Victory soccer players bringing star power to online PE classes.
Getting my house renovated is like a golden ticket to the rest of your life.
Oh, this is a house of our dreams.
Mum's Whole House Reveal. House Rules. Sunday at 7.
If you've been injured at work, on the road or in a public place, your normal life can suddenly stop. Check if you have a claim for compensation online in minutes so you can start again. With Slater and Gordon, tomorrow starts today.
The Nick Scali Autumn Sale is on now. Save on a great range of quality furniture for a limited time. The Nick Scali Autumn Sale on now.
JB stores are open for business with the hottest deals to keep you connected. Get $150 on the latest 128GB Samsung Galaxy S20 phone. Take 15% off Lenovo and Asus computers and stacks more. Buy in-store, online, click and collect or get it delivered. JB, you've done it again.
Infused oil deluxe crisps from Red Rock Deli.
shut up and take my money.
Everyone knows Volkswagen drivers expect a little more.
Volkswagen. Having a home to feel safe in has never felt more important. And with home loan know-how from your local Rams home loan specialist, we can help you feel supported every step of the way. Rams, greater together.
Have you ever solved a murder? In June's Journey, you can. Refresh your mind with clever puzzles amidst the glamour of the 1920s. Are you up to the challenge? Download June's Journey now for free.
During the Nick Scali Autumn Sale, the 100% leather ruler 3-seater with chaise is now $29.90. Save $2,000. The Nick Scali Autumn Sale on now. Hurry.
You bring the family, we'll fetch the entertainment. Get the things you love to watch with a Fetch Box. With one simple menu and one remote. You'll need your TV, antenna, broadband, and a Fetch Mini or Mighty Box. Enjoy free-to-air TV live or later, recorded up to 6 shows at once on a Mighty Box or via catch-up. Stream your Netflix, Stan, Amazon Prime Video and YouTube to your TV. Buy TV shows or movies on demand, thousands of them, with all the latest releases. Add $6 channel packs, kids, knowledge, vibe, variety, or get over 45 channels in the Ultimate Pack to watch at home or on the go. Get Fetch from our partners or buy a box to use with any internet provider. TV, streaming, channels and movies. All your entertainment in one place. Fetch, we bring it.
There's been a shock twist in an alleged hit-run with a man charged with murder after the death of motorcyclist Jake Smith. Cassie Zervos joins us with exclusive details. And Cassie, police have accused a passenger in a ute of causing Mr Smith's death.
Well, Mike, that man is Damien Jansen. The 31-year-old handed himself into police late yesterday afternoon. He has been charged with 1 count of murder over the alleged hit-run of Jake Smith in Bacchus Marsh on Wednesday night. Now, police will allege Jansen, who was a passenger in the ute, grabbed onto the steering wheel, swerved and hit Smith before fleeing the scene and leaving him for dead. The driver of the ute failed to initially stop but eventually pulled over down the side of the road. Now, the driver of the ute and his passenger, who 7 News can reveal is the younger brother of Damien Jansen, stayed at the scene and waited for police to arrive. But instead of also waiting, Jansen fled the scene on foot. Police believe the victim, the ute driver, the passenger and the accused are all known to one another. Now, Damien Jansen has been remanded in custody and is expected to face court again in Ballarat on Monday. Mike.
Cassie Zervos, thank you. Bandits in a stolen ute have led police on a wild chase through Los Angeles. The driver went the wrong way along a highway and collided with another car. He managed to dodge road spikes before becoming blocked in.
Look at this. He's ramming that vehicle, going back and forth. Now he's going to escalate this, pick up some more speed, slam into this car.
Eventually, the car was in such bad shape, the robbers made a run for it. Both were caught within seconds. Car rental giant Hertz has filed for bankruptcy protection in the US. The company says travel restrictions during the pandemic have caused a rapid, sudden and dramatic hit to its business. It's saddled with around $29 billion in debt, but can continue operating. Hertz says business will continue as usual in Australia, while admitting revenue has been deeply impacted. Sydney's beaches have been hit by gale-force winds, creating mammoth surf. The conditions are the result of an intense low-pressure system sitting just off the coast.
We are seeing this affecting quite a large amount of the coastline, all the way from the south coast, all the way up towards the Hunter coastline as well.
Waves in excess of 5 metres were recorded. Professional sport and school have both been sidelined by COVID-19, but Melbourne Victory Stars have found a new way to keep students moving. They're running online PE classes, which have become a hit with pupils and teachers.
While traditional school and sport is paused, Melbourne Victory Stars are making sure students are still kicking goals.
I like going on my iPad a bit, and I like school as well, so I like them getting mixed together.
They've been training alongside Victory players in a virtual PE class.
Who knows, hopefully it's helped inspire some future Melbourne Victory players and really got people to remain engaged in the game through this difficult period.
In a series of online sessions, players and coaches run through a range of exercises and soccer skills.
This warm-up drill is called bounding. Run through to the far comb as shown, stretching each stride as long as you can.
The program was developed with the Education Department and School Sport Victoria.
Good soccer moves and how they're more advanced, some are more advanced than others.
It's been a huge help for teachers in charge of remote learning.
It's more skill-based rather than just fitness-based, which is all I was sort of able to do.
And a highlight for students who are keen to get back in the classroom.
Seeing all my friends and showing them the new soccer moves.
Just before we take a look at the weather, a quick clarification on a report on Thursday night regarding a dispute over refunds for a houseboat holiday. In our report, we used the phrase Murray River Houseboats. It was not a reference to the company of that name, which was not the operator involved in the dispute. Melina Saris is here now, and Mel, it's been a wet old day out there.
It has, Mike. It didn't deliver much in the gauge, but it was miserable enough to keep most people inside, although it didn't deter the fishermen along Mornington Pier this afternoon. It doesn't look like much on the radar, but it has been drizzling right throughout the day. Drizzle is quite shallow and very light, so the radar often doesn't pick it up. 4 millimetres has fallen at Essendon this afternoon, 3 at Mount Dandenong, 2 has fallen in the city. Rainfall across the state was generally less than 2 millimetres, but it was higher over East Gippsland. Malakuta recorded 18 millimetres. Showers are possible again tomorrow. I'll have those details after sport, Mike.
Not much of a weekend. Thanks, Mel. Up next, the new must-have for Melbourne homes. A special 7 News real estate report is still ahead. Plus, why Boris Johnson is under pressure to sack his chief advisor. The breakthrough app helping children with asthma. And the terrifying moment an out-of-control ute crashed into a boat.
I'm your dad. Why'd you choose now to come and find me? You're just taking me for a ride.
When he finds out the true reason his dad's here, it could break his heart.
You need to tell him what's going on. If you don't tell him, I will.
Home and Away, next week on 7.
The Nick Scali Autumn Sale is on now. Save on a great range of quality furniture for a limited time. The Nick Scali Autumn Sale, on now.
Little things add up in retirement. Are you confident you can pay for them? Using part of your super or savings, invest in a Challenger lifetime annuity and you'll enjoy guaranteed income for life. Find out more at challenger.com.au.
Great Wall End of Financial Year Value is now on. Get a brand new petrol dual cab or diesel single cab with a free trade and a 5-year warranty from only $19,990. That's right, from just $19,990 drive away. Great Wall, it's built to work.
Most Australians use their home internet very differently these days, so the quality of your Wi-Fi signal is more important than ever. Wi-Fi gets weaker when it travels from room to room. Walls, furniture, and even TVs can affect the signal strength. For the best possible signal, try moving your Wi-Fi modem into the open. For more home internet help, visit nbn.com.au/optimise.
I don't know where I'm going, 'cause I know it means to walk along the lonely street of dreams. Here I go again on my own, going down the only
The Beacon Frenzy sale is now on with 20% off all lights and fans. Update your home this winter and get 20% off every single light and fan this week only. Hurry, the Beacon Frenzy sale ends Sunday.
From home time to sleepy time, IKEA designs around life's precious moments. So make mess, mohawks, and laugh until your belly hurts. Because with IKEA, there really is no place like home.
Even remotely, our home loan specialist can zoom into your home to help you save on your next loan.
Melbourne home buyers have a new #1 priority when searching for a property. The working from home trend means an extra room or study is now a top selling point.
In Melbourne's modern real estate market, buyers have new priorities.
You have the study downstairs where you can set up a home office if you like, ladies and gentlemen.
An extra room, study or granny flat is now an attractive feature for professionals choosing a property.
We are seeing a lot of interest in people saying I'm working from home and being able to set up their home office properly to take advantage of that.
With predictions large corporations will abandon city office towers, outer suburbs are becoming more appealing. This 5-bedroom home snapped up in Baronia, 45 minutes from the CBD.
Sold at $9.44. Brilliantly bought, sir. Thank you very much.
That just eliminates the transportation for them to go to the CBD, and they can just work from home.
The extra room in this Kingsville property is set to become a home office with its own kitchen.
We're seeing a different attitude in the prospective buyer, and they're looking for that extra room or office or bungalow they can convert.
The problem for buyers is there aren't enough properties on the market with extra space. The demand for a home office now extends to new properties in display homes like this. A dedicated study is now a major selling point.
We've had increased demand for clients coming in, wanting to customise their home to have a home office potentially at the front of the home.
Tom Chadwick, 7 News.
An out-of-control ute has smashed into a boat and a house in Newcastle. The P-plate narrowly missed a young boy inside the home.
We looked out the window and there was a car coming straight for us. We just heard bang and then smoke and then we just ran.
Incredibly, no one was hurt. The lawyer for a man who ploughed into 14 pedestrians in Sydney claims his client was unconscious at the time, but the magistrate says he's too much of a risk to be allowed on the road, with police now linking him to an earlier road rage incident.
Nobody disputes Sabri Nasser was the man driving Thursday. Unconscious behind the wheel, his lawyer told court.
Based on our instruction, yes, there was a medical episode.
But after being released, the 51-year-old was re-arrested and charged when detectives linked him to another crash at Lakemba in January.
Literally thought I was done for. Like the speed that he had come at me in reverse, I thought that's it, like it was my time.
Wessam Ibrahim was the alleged victim of a road rage incident.
As I tried to sort away from him and continued on to try to hit me about another 3 or 4 times after that, tried to reverse back into my car.
Police say it was Nasser, enough to charge him over that incident and Greenacre. Nasser is charged with inflicting actual bodily harm. It attracts only a maximum 2-year jail sentence, much more lenient than inflicting grievous bodily harm. The prosecutor told the court it was only a matter of blind luck. The injuries were not catastrophic.
I can't believe that I'm still sitting here, that I'm still talking to you guys.
Armani Houcher recalls the wall crashing in, bedlam, screaming, and the frantic search for colleagues beneath Nasser's car.
I didn't feel any hatred, I didn't feel fear, I wasn't scared of him.
Magistrate Holly Kemp refused bail, citing an element of predatory behaviour. 2 incidents of a similar nature, troubling conduct indeed. Nasser will make a further bail application, arguing he would spend more time in jail awaiting trial than any prison sentence he could expect. Robert Ovadia, 7 News.
UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson is under pressure to sack his chief advisor, who's under police investigation for breaking social distancing rules. Dominic Cummings drove 400 kilometres across the country while sick with the virus to stay with his elderly parents.
And if it's true that Dominic Cummings has deliberately breached the guidelines, and he should know what they were, then I think it's a resigning matter.
2 government medical advisors have previously been forced to quit for flouting the rules. Teenagers with asthma are twice as likely to experience anxiety and depression. Now researchers are trialling a new reality app to try to reduce stress and control the severity of symptoms.
14-year-old Jackson Byrne has had asthma his whole life, and the fear of an attack takes its toll.
Sometimes it can happen like really fast and you just kind of stress out and everything's just crazy.
I think it's not knowing where it's going to come from, when it's going to strike, what's going to kind of set it off is the anxiety around it.
Children with asthma are twice as likely to develop anxiety or depression symptoms at the same time. 1 in 7 Australian children aged between 4 and 17 will experience a mental health condition in any given year, but only 20% of kids who could benefit from treatment are accessing it. But UniSA researchers hope to show that augmented reality can help. Similar to the technology used in popular games like Pokemon Go, they'll be using booklets that young people can scan with their mobile phones, which will bring up different types of cognitive and behavioural therapies in an interactive way.
It is really interesting and it's really engaging and fun for young people. So we're hoping that that might be an avenue for them to get involved with the therapy.
The study will target 13 to 17-year-olds with symptoms of anxiety and asthma. It's hoped the technology will motivate them to engage with the therapy for longer.
If people can tackle those psychological factors involved with asthma, it may be able to reduce their symptoms of asthma.
Elise Baker, 7 News.
There's been an emotional homecoming for a young Melbourne survivor of the White Island volcano eruption. That's next on 7 News. Plus, detectives investigate how a 19-year-old plunged to his death from a high-rise balcony. The Outback Aussie Dinosaur Museum planning to wow the world. And inside access as staff work around the clock to ready the G for footy's reboot.
Hello, Zoe. I have been watching you.
Here we go. I'm a mum of 2. If you haven't had things under your nail and wondered if it's Nutella or poo, then you're not a mum. I am a woodwork teacher.
I am Big Brother, and I have chosen you. You're used to taking charge, but in here, it's me who's in charge. Are you ready for what I have planned?
I'm about as subtle as a brick in the face.
I am Big Brother. Who wins? You decide.
The power's in your hands and at your feet. The BMW 320i sedan from 69,900 drive away. Joy is coming.
Head to Macca's if a little treat is what you need and grab 24 chicken McNuggets for just $9.95 or a large sundae for only $3. For your Macca's run, contact-free, we'll be here.
Being stuck at home doesn't have to mean being stuck for things to do. Because if you take a look around, there's inspiration everywhere. Ryobi One Plus. One Plus U equals endless possibilities. Available at bunnings.com.au.
There's a glass and a half in everyone.
Oh, baby, baby, feed me. Baby, feed. Oh, feed me.
Dine, powerless to resist.
Harvey Norman bonus deals across a huge range of electrical products plus 60 months interest free. Get bonus delivery and tabletop installation on all 2020 65-inch TVs and larger. Plus buy a soundbar in the same transaction and we'll install that as well. Bonus delivery on selected washer and dryer packs. Bonus delivery on all LG French door fridges. Don't miss out. Bonus deals across a huge range of electrical products plus 60 months interest free. Shop in our spacious stores or shop online. But hurry. Bonus deals end Tuesday at Harvey Norman.
Go!
When
we look back on these days, let's remember what we found. Because when all we have is time, what we find is each other. We're here to support you, and we can, together.
White Island survivor Stephanie Browett is finally home after spending 6 months in hospital. The 23-year-old was welcomed back to Craigieburn by her friends and Mother Marie. In a statement, she thanked the community for their generosity and kindness. Stephanie suffered burns to almost 3/4 of her body. Her 21-year-old sister Crystal and father Paul died in the eruption. A teenager has fallen to his death during a drug-fuelled party on the Gold Coast. The 19-year-old was found around 3 a.m. after falling from a 4th-floor unit. Inside, police found a group of teens aged between 16 and 19, barely conscious. It's understood they'd taken prescription drugs. 4 needed hospital treatment. Tour guides have become tradies as an Aussie outback dinosaur museum makes the most of the tourism downturn. They're putting the finishing touches on 2 colossal creations they hope will wow the world.
As dawn breaks over the land of the dinosaurs, work is already underway. David Elliott founded the Australian Age of Dinosaurs in 2009. This is stage 3.
It's going to look like this big meteorite and a big crater around it, and then we'll have all our big telescopes.
An observatory atop Australia's first dark sky sanctuary, one of only 10 in the world.
And the darker the sky, the brighter the stars.
And alongside it, an exhibition unlike any other.
Yeah, well, that's the March of Titanosaurs building. Inside is the dinosaur trackway.
Preserved sauropod footprints from the late Cretaceous period.
The back foot and the front foot.
Uncovered in a creek bed at Corula, 100 kilometres from here.
We knew it wasn't going to last any more than the first flood, so there's a bit of a rush to get the first bits out, which we did before those big floods last year. We beat it by a week.
It was supposed to be finished in September.
Until COVID-19 turned up.
So, with no visitors, tour guides have become tradies.
I've got them in there jackhammers last week and shoveling and stuff like that. They love it.
It's hard to imagine what this all looked like 95 million years ago when dinosaurs roamed the region. But when this exhibition is finished, it will allow visitors from around the world to step back in time. It's hoped construction will be complete by April next year. Mac Lyon, 7 News.
No AFL game on a Saturday at the MCG is enough to bring a tear to the eye of most footy fans. But as Jackie Felgate discovered, the AFL shutdown has given the mighty G some much-needed rest.
It's a thing of beauty, and the MCG has never looked better.
We've had 9 weeks off, so we should be looking good.
The year was particularly challenging for curators, with just a 9-day break between the Cricket World Cup and the start of round 1.
We'd never get this opportunity to grow the turf. A lot of the young seed has matured, where usually you might lose half of it.
Michael Salvatore and his team of 7 literally watch grass grow.
When it's sitting there stagnant and wet and cold, it's like you or I, we don't really like that.
Today's highly manicured lawn unrecognisable from years past. The surface back then, more mud than grass.
Oh, look at that slush in the centre.
It's unlikely that fans will get to see the condition of this famous surface for themselves this season, but the curators here are confident the ground is now ready for a triple header.
And come June 11, there'll be no excuses from the players.
If you don't hear anything, everything's going well. Yep. They'll let you know if it didn't go quite to plan.
It looks good, but I'm hoping it's going to be used again soon.
Yeah, not too long, hopefully.
Jackie's here with Sport and Jack. A bomb scare held up racing today.
Yeah, really unusual, Mike. The course went into lockdown. We'll have more after the break. Also, the AFL now investigating the mysterious stabbing of Jack Stephen as a war of words erupts. West Coast seeks some special exemptions while they're in the Gold Coast hub. The A-League season in danger of being called off completely. And the latest title tennis star Naomi Osaka has stolen from Serena Williams.
Hear that? It's the sound of your new escape.
Visit the most relaxing new getaways.
It's beautiful.
Find the lifestyle you've always dreamt of.
I can see myself here at home.
Here's to you and your new life. New Escape to the Country, tonight on 7/2.
We've all been very caught up in what's happening.
It's actually a lot more positive than I expected.
They're supporting one another more.
When they smile and they say thank you, that makes my day worthwhile. Keeping the energy up, keeping the vibes up. That's what I'm trying to do.
People aren't giving the elderly enough credit. They are resilient and they're encouraging us.
Bringing joy and love through the simplest little things.
She loves cats, so tonight I'll borrow my neighbor's.
My babies.
Temptations cat treats.
Illusion is on fire! A warm home is a safe home. Support Australia's largest manufacturer of gas log fires, Illusion. Buy direct and save thousands. Heaters starting at $2,499. Don't be left out on the cold. Dandenong, Epping and North Geelong.
Hi, I'm Jo from Westpac. We know that what you want from your home loan changes over time. That's why we're here, to give you the best of both worlds, with the option to split your home loan. Lock in certainty with part of your home loan under a historically low fixed interest rate. Then you'll know exactly how much you'll be repaying each month. Keep the other portion under a variable rate, giving you flexibility to make extra repayments to pay off your home sooner. For more information, search Westpac Split Loan.
Omtanke isn't just a word. It's a new perspective, a considerate, more caring one. Omtanke, we welcome you to try it. Volvo.
Boost your daily well-being with Healthy Care in a new look with the same trusted quality and care, available from Chemist Warehouse. Try Healthy Care Vitamin D3 1000 IU. It's a convenient daily dose which may help improve calcium absorption in bones and supports immune system health. It's only $7.74. Also try Healthy Care Propolis 2000, rich in flavonoids and antioxidants which help maintain general health and immunity, and it's now $14.94. Healthy Care Vitamins, new look, same trusted quality and care.
With McDelivery, Macca's comes to you contact-free. Get free delivery every weekend on Macca's orders $25 or more via the Uber Eats app. Visit Macca's social pages for this weekend's promo code.
At 7 p.m, states at war over travel bans. The race for a vaccine sparks global tensions and the next wave of jobs that don't yet exist. That's the latest from 7 News at 7.
Sunday on 7 News. Exclusive. Neil Danaher's touching message from lockdown.
The fight must go on.
Why he needs your support.
There will be a slide him.
More than ever before.
There'll be a bit different.
One-on-one with Tim Watson. Only on 7 News, Sunday at 6.
Welcome back. The AFL Integrity Unit has now stepped in to investigate the stabbing of Geelong's Jack Stephen. Tom Brown has more. Tom, the star recruit is expected back at the club as early as Monday.
Jack, good evening. Stephen is back at home in Lorne this weekend. When he gets medical clearance, he'll be back at the Cats. Now, it's not a barrier, but Cats boss Brian Cook provided some clarity this afternoon explaining the AFL is now investigating the matter as well. New details on Stephen's stabbing from the Cats CEO.
The police have started to investigate the matter and I believe we've come a fair way in a short period of time. The AFL Integrity are onto it now as well. In my opinion, there is no doubt that whatever has happened will come to the fore at some stage.
The Geelong boss also expanded on the impact of COVID. Less than 2% of Cats members have pulled out. But even factoring in cost cuts, Geelong predict they'll run up about $10 million in debt this year.
3 years, I think it would take for us to 3 years to get back to where we were, or anywhere near where we were.
The colourful exchange between Eddie Maguire and Geelong ramping up. The Pies president returning serve on Cats president Colin Carter, who has accused Maguire of being hopelessly conflicted.
I would say in my time in the game, that Colin going straight from the AFL Commission onto the Geelong board and becoming the president of Geelong was the biggest conflict of interest that I've seen.
And Jack, tonight the fixture for round 2 is a closely guarded secret. Clubs expect to hear tomorrow, certainly by Monday. Now, Essendon-Carlton is now shaping as a major chance. You can lock in Richmond and Collingwood and Hawthorn and Geelong. The showdown is also looking more likely than unlikely tonight. There'll be no other derby, so Sydney won't be playing the Giants in round 2, Jack. We'll have more on that story, no doubt, tomorrow.
Yeah, thank you very much, Tom. And with the fixture to be released on Monday, the Eagles are convinced all of their games in the Gold Coast hubs will be considered away matches. West Coast has also applied for special AFL dispensation to operate with more football staff than the 25 allowed while they're in the hub.
We've applied for more than 25, given that we're travelling, and we may have a situation where we've got players back here that need tending to as well through rehab. So we've actually asked, we think that's thin.
Clubs can step up their training to include contact drills from Monday. Queensland's Winter Carnival has been laced with drama. Police arrived at an already locked down Eagle Farm and racing was halted after a bomb scare.
An 8-week makeover finally back to headquarters, but it wasn't the return nervous Queensland power brokers envisaged.
It has been eventful. We did have a police operation delay the races for close to an hour.
Still, the bomb scare couldn't shake strictly enforced biosecurity protocols, measures which have ensured the sport has proceeded across the mainland. There'll be only 2 Group 1s in this diluted carnival. Glamour 2-year-olds Rothfire and Isotope are leading contenders for one of them.
Rothfire in front, Isotope now starts to hit top gear. No, Rothfire going brilliantly.
I think he's beat a couple of pretty good horses there, so he stamps himself now as he's right up there.
In fact, the gelding's now favourite for the JJ Atkins. Doubtless Heathcote relieved this colt is staying in Sydney.
But Pelter protects his unbeaten record. That's 3 out of 3.
Trainer Gerald Ryan opting to target spring riches with Pelter. The picture is clear for Queensland's premier sprint, the Stradbroke, after today's Victory Stakes.
Victorium shot to the lead. Deep Image tries hard. Nicolova flying. Victorium won the victory.
Jenny Graham's 5-year-old now a real Stradbroke fancy. In the Gunsynd Classic Punters Charge for Chris Waller's boom horse, Canane, but he finished third.
Supergiant in front. Ballistic Boy trying hard. Supergiant, Ballistic Boy, photo finish.
Supergiant got it, gifting jockey Alan Chow his biggest win. Pat Welch, 7 News.
The A-League faces another major hurdle to complete the season with players furious over planned 80% pay cuts. Many contracts expire next month, with the FFA juggling a logistical nightmare to resume. Overseas, the boss of the English Premier League denies they've put wealth before health by restarting training.
We wouldn't have taken the first step to go back to training if we weren't convinced that we had created a very safe environment for our players to go back to.
6 players and staff tested positive for coronavirus on Tuesday, but they're still confident of playing again by mid-June. Serena Williams has lost her crown as the biggest earner in women's sport. 22-year-old Naomi Osaka raked in a whopping $57 million during the last 12 months, a new record for the highest ever earnings by a female athlete. Winning the 2019 Australian Open helped, but most of the Japanese star's money comes from 15 rich sponsorship deals. Osaka is ranked 29th overall in Forbes' list of 100 richest sports people. It's very impressive.
$7 million, that's
if
impressive.
you don't mind. And Mike, normally tonight would be the dream time at the G game, but we've got you covered straight after the news. The seesawing encounter from 2015 tonight on 7 Mate from 7 o'clock.
They're always rippers. Thanks, Jack. Melina is next with the forecast. And Mel, how's the rest of the weekend looking?
Well, Mike, it'll be cold with a possible shower tomorrow, but we will have some sunshine soon. I'll have all the details next.
Getting my house renovated is like a golden ticket to the rest of your life.
We're here.
We're here. Let's do it.
You ready?
I'm ready. Let's do this.
Right.
Oh. This isn't our house.
Oh my God.
In the transformation of the year.
This is the house of our dreams.
Oh my God.
It's all for Mum.
Oh my goodness. It's so different.
I think this is probably the best bathroom we've seen on House Rules.
They will do their best reno yet.
There's so much to see. I can't take it all in.
It'll be the Hampton-style home of her dreams.
I love everything. Things I never thought I'd have. And I'll be forever grateful. I don't deserve this. This is just... It's too much for one person to have. Amazing, memorable. Wow, thank you. Just doesn't seem enough. A part of you will always be in the house with us forever.
Mum's dream home will be revealed on House Rules on 7. The unmissable whole house reveal, Sunday at 7.
Is frequent heartburn interrupting your life, causing you to reach for short-term relief over and over again? There is a better way. Unlike antacids that often require multiple doses per day, Nexium 24-hour provides longer-lasting protection from frequent heartburn with just 1 tablet a day. Nexium 24-hour provides round-the-clock protection. Live life less interrupted. Get Nexium 24-hour for a great price at Chemist Warehouse.
The stylish Haval H2, a globally engineered, European-designed and feature-packed SUV. From just $22,990 drive away. Haval H2 Auto. New car thinking.
Because you can't get to the gym, we'll bring the gym to you. Bupa customers get 3 months access to 28 by Sam Wood on us. Bupa, because life happens. Learn more at bupa.com.au.
Telstra's smart modem is backed up by Australia's best 4G network. So if the connection to your house stops, your home Wi-Fi won't. Experience better Wi-Fi with Telstra.
Even remotely, our home loan specialists can zoom into your home to help you save on your next loan.
Some people have more important things to do than watch racing on a weekend. Some people. Catch every race this autumn with Sky Live Vision. Tab, long may we play.
Gamble responsibly.
The streets are calling. Make sure you're ready to answer. The BMW 118i from $49,900 drive away. Joy is coming.
At 7 p.m, states go to battle over border closures, the serial killer experts predicting pandemics and how coronavirus is affecting our dreams. The latest from 7 News next.
Hello again. It's been a cold and miserable day out there. The city started on 9.4 degrees and only climbed a few to reach 13.5. Looking outside now in the city, it is currently 12 degrees. 2.4 millimetres has fallen in the city since 9 a.m. and we had drizzle over the suburbs as well. It was quite chilly out there too. Just 15 in Geelong, 13 at Essendon and Watsonia, 12 degrees at Cranbourne. It was grey and gloomy right across the state. There were morning fog patches across the north and it was quite misty into the afternoon in the Dandenongs. This is Olinda. Isolated showers mainly affected our southern and mountain areas of Victoria. East Gippsland had scattered showers and recorded our highest totals. 18 millimetres fell at Malakuta and Gabo Island. It was 16 degrees in Bendigo and Wangaratta and that was as warm as it got in Victoria today. Ballarat was just 12. 13 in Traralgon. Taking a look at the satellite, there's a low pressure system over the Tasman Sea and that will slowly move eastwards during the weekend and into early next week. But a high pressure system is slowly drifting southeastwards. It's expected to extend a ridge across western and central Victoria on Monday, so the start of the week will be a little nicer. Taking a look around the nation, Brisbane has just shivered through its coldest May day in 98 years. It was just 14 degrees there today. Other towns like Rockhampton only reached 11, so they will be very thankful that it is warming up to 22 degrees tomorrow with sunshine. Sydney is heading for a top of 18 with showers, a possible shower in Adelaide, 15 degrees, and heavy rain in Perth, 21 there. But in Victoria, we'll again see isolated showers through the south. They will contract to the coast in the west during the day. Showers will be more widespread over East Gippsland again, and we could see some big rainfall totals there over the next couple of days. The north is staying dry though after morning fog patches and patchy frost, and it'll be another cool one with snow showers across the Alps. Closer in at our suburbs, it'll be another grey and gloomy day. We could see some light showers in the morning and just the slight chance of showers in the afternoon. Southerly winds will make it feel quite fresh out there. Just 8 degrees at Mount Dandenong, 12 at Sunbury, 13 at Scoresby and Cranbourne. A possible shower in the city tomorrow, dropping to 10 overnight and only rising to 14 during the day. Then we have a few dry days, partly cloudy, 15 on Monday, mostly sunny, 17 on Tuesday. Wednesday is partly cloudy, 16. A possible shower on Thursday, 17. 17 again on Friday and partly cloudy, and a shower or two next Saturday, 16 degrees. But a possible morning shower in the city tomorrow, staying cold, 14 degrees, Mike.
Speaking of cold, those poor buggers in Brisbane have been whinging today.
Oh.
The coldest day in, what, 100 years?
Yeah, 98 years, so they got down to 14 degrees. Pretty cold for Brisbane.
Oh, those poor
it's like
things.
that every day here.
Well, I had a mate who's complaining he has to actually wear shoes now.
Yeah, that's right.
All right. Before we go, a swimmer's had an incredibly close encounter with a shark off Perth. He was diving off Rottnest Island when this large grey nurse approached and swam right over his head. It may have been a little too close for comfort, giving the diver a spectacular look at the shark's teeth. Too close, that's my nightmare. And that's 7 News. We'll have updates throughout the evening. For now, from the 7 News team, have a great night.
Tonight, border battle, states at war over travel bans.